Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can Fly. I want to buy an airplane, period.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm here at Wings Field. I decided to come on home. Every now and then I come and just, hang out. I was up at the FBO a little earlier, just saying hi to everybody there, a couple of the lines people. I'm now down in the training center, and I don't know if you remember, there's a couple times where I'd be down in the training center and I'd be down here in one of the offices with Manish. And we'd be going over ground school stuff. And sometimes we would be looking at, a map like this to just make sure I understood, all of the airspaces, especially as we were doing flight planning, from Wings to some of the other airports, making sure I understood all of this stuff here. But now I just come here to kind of hang out. Wings Field has gone a little bit different in terms of their training, which has been perfectly fine. A lot of people who are training here are younger. They're going to the airlines and they're really kind of like fast tracking a lot of their training. So just to kind of stay out of the way and to not have to deal with or not, fly the fancier aircraft, to still have access to older aircraft like you saw with 76 Mike and some of those other aircrafts over at Northeast. That's why you see me flying over there. Now, it's not to say that I'm not going to stop flying over at Doylestown too. I like it. I like it all. I like to be everywhere. But I'm always going to have an affinity for Wings Field and Fly Gateway, because this is where I did my training for my private pilot's license, and this is home. So I will always come here. So, but at any rate, let's get to the subject of this video. And I just got to tell you, I just want to confess this and just speak this out loud because it's been on my mind and I thought I would just share it with you all. So just wanted to take a quick break from some of the flying. We're going to get right back to that, I promise you. But every now and then I like to kind of interject kind of where I am, what I'm thinking, what's going on, that kind of thing, because that's all part of the journey too. The flying is great, and that's always going to be a hefty part of this YouTube aviation journey that you've all decided to join me on, which I am eternally grateful. But, every now and then I like to just kind of stop by and say, hey, this is what's on my mind. And you know what's on my mind? I want to buy an airplane. I really do. That sounds nuts, but I really do. Now, the reason why I want my own airplane is I'm about to edit a video that is going to be amazing. I had a first experience, and I always talk about these firsts that I'm having and that kind of thing. And it really is phenomenal. I'm almost 2 years into having my license. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to have to do a flight review sometime this summer because I'm not going to be getting my instrument before then. So probably going to schedule that. So that's something that's also on the radar screen. But I got to do this amazing, amazing flight. Had this amazing experience, only to be stressed out a little bit because when I got there, I wasn't able to experience the place. And you will know exactly what video I'm talking about when it comes up. And so that kind of was like, I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time. But that was the thing that really made it kind of tough because, I wanted to spend more time where I landed because where I landed was amazing. But I just didn't have the time because I had to get back to Northeast Philadelphia Airport and get the airplane back because there was somebody who was on the schedule. Now, that's fine. And, I don't, that's just the way it is. That's just, that's just how it's going right now. But, there was something about that particular flight and that experience where I almost was saying to myself, well, they're just gonna have to be kind of mad because I ain't leaving. But I didn't want to be disrespectful, and I don't never like to step on anybody's time, and I don't want anybody to step on mine. Plus, I didn't know if it was a student and if they're trying to get ready for their check ride and all that kind of stuff. I remember how I was, and the last thing I'd want to do is stress out another fellow student pilot, out by not being back on time for them to do their training. That just wouldn't be right. But I gotta tell you, it really sunk in that I want an airplane. But what and when and how? Those are all of the million-dollar questions. So certainly, as I zoom in on this merch, I would love to have a Cirrus. I mean, you know, let's be honest. Cirrus, those aircraft are amazing. But I have to be realistic. I don't know if I'll ever be able to afford a Cirrus. Maybe an older SR-20, doubtful SR-22 of any variety. My only problem there is if I get an older one, what's that Continental engine gonna be like? Does the parachute need to be repacked? I heard that's somewhere $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 just to take the parachute out, you know, service it and repack it, put a new rocket in it. 20 grand for a parachute? Sounds great. I don't think so. Now, of course, I've been flying the Pipers and they are just awesome. And as I, said, I'm flying 7.6 Mike now. I love that airplane. Definitely older, could use some more, updates on the upholstery, whatever, but rock solid aircraft. And I really like low wings. I mean, I just like the flight characteristics. So I could do a Piper on any day. Now, here's the thing. If somebody says, well, got this 182 and it's a reasonable price, I could do that too. A 172, I just can't. I mean, can't do 172, can't do 152. 152, not enough engine, not enough seats. I actually want to be able to travel in it. 172, the 172 market is just insane right now, number one. And number two, a lot of them just, haven't been upgraded. And so really, I would be looking more for a 182. So I don't know what it looks like, but I do know that it's in me. I mean, I need my own airplane. And I know that sounds absolutely nuts. And we've talked about this before. And many of you have been very gracious in letting me know that, I'm not, what is the word? I'm not being too highfalutin or, too arrogant or whatever to kind of want that. I don't want a boat. Some people are boat people. Some people have, Winnebagos and all that kind of stuff. Second vacation homes, all of that. Clothes, watches, and no, don't need it. An airplane, brother needs that in my life. So again, I just wanted to kind of check in and talk about some of my musings. What do I want in terms of a panel? I mean, this cardboard cutout of a panel that I'm looking at, I'd be perfectly fine with these G5s. And, it wouldn't have to be the fanciest, the fancy glass, the G1000, all that kind of stuff would be nice. Wouldn't even mind Avidyne or any of those types of things. But I do want more modern avionics going forward. Definitely don't mind training on the Steam because I want to have that foundation. And I had a great foundation here at Wings flying, I think it was 53440 and 901 Quebec Sierra. Those planes put me on a good solid foundation. I know a lot about Steam and I can make that leap. But definitely if I owned a plane, it would have to look at least like, that diagram. So I am gently looking, because I'm really focused on, trying to do this ground school. Gonna get ready to schedule a flight review and some of those types of things. But yeah, I mean, that is definitely on the schedule at some point. So I thank you guys for following me on this crazy journey. My dream is to one day own an aircraft and be able to be in a situation where I say, hey, I'm flying to this airport. If you're in the area, come see me, let's hang out. And if you're inclined, we take a quick flight. That would be awesome. I love meeting people. I like traveling to new places. And I don't like the big fancy stuff. I like these small, out of the way airports with, great people, a small family owned restaurant, that you decide you're gonna take me to. We get to meet them. I get to meet you. That's, if I can spend my days like that, that will be some good living. So at any rate, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to come here and I wanted to give voice to this thing that is in me that I want to do. The reason why I wanted to do it is because I have to make it real to me, because I really have this block about, who do I think I am to be opining or whining about the need for an airplane. I mean, really, dude? Especially since, there's so many people who, right now, life is tough. And, I can remember those days myself. So I never want to come on here and be dismissive of the fact that, there's some people who are just trying to figure out how to put roofs over their heads, clothes on their back, food on their table. I never want to forget that that's the reality for a lot of people and kind of lose myself in this. Oh, well, I can't see myself in that airplane. It doesn't have the right avionics. Come on, dude, really? I do want to give voice to the possibilities of life, and that's the possibility in my life, because I never want to talk myself out of what is possible, because all things are possible. And so therefore, I am basically preaching to myself, encouraging myself, and you guys are getting to witness me really saying to myself, hey Russ, it's okay to want an airplane. It really is. You've worked hard, and if you remain faithful on this journey, it will happen. All right, so that's it. Just wanted to come on here, say that, and see you on the next flight. Thank you so much for supporting me on this journey. It has been amazing. I mean, there's people that comment every time I respond to comment. Feels like we're having a conversation. We like our friends, and that's awesome. And I just love what aviation has done in my life and the people who I've gotten to meet. So it's just such a huge blessing. So at any rate, I will see all of you guys next week. We'll be back in the air. All right, take care. Russ Can Fly, I'm out. Peace.